Hello out there. Guess what? Guess what? We're on the air. Welcome back, folks. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Daily Bitcoin Journey. This show focuses on actionable, logical discussion for Bitcoiners and future Bitcoiners. And we have our lovely co-host here today, Arnie Boy. Arnie Boy is here. Arnie, say hi to everybody. Okay. It is a pleasure to be with you all this morning. Thank you for being here. All right. Well, this one's titled, You're going to need some balls and you're going to need some Bitcoin in no particular order. And just like every day here, we try to focus on a couple different things other than actionable and logical discussion for Bitcoiners and future Bitcoiners. This is kind of our foundation here. Be the guy, protect the sats, and of course, enjoy the ride. Have to. So what are we going to be focused on today? Protecting the sats, probably enjoying the ride, and definitely being the guy. We got a bit of everything today. Let's kick things off here. First person in the chat today was Killer76, my man. My man is in the house. Number two, but certainly not last or least, Samantha Nakamoto here, 1 minute later. And then we got Ginger. Good morning and good morning. One on each. Attaboy. Good morning, Ginger. Good to see you, my friend. Joe from California is here. Good morning, Jordan family. Bitcoin is on sale today. Is it? I got to confirm something here before we go any further. Actually, we should tell Noster we're live as well. I saw a rumor last night, but I don't know if it was true. Can somebody confirm this with me? Did BlackRock sell a bunch of Bitcoin yesterday? News. 4 days ago. BlackRock sells 366 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum as crypto ETFs outflow continue. With 111 million Bitcoin. Oh, that's kind of a misleading article. Okay, we're going to come back to that. Good morning, Joe. Good to see you, man. Okay, Noster. The Nosterinos. Where's the Nosterinos at today? I hate Nostrages. I don't know why. It's just like, ugh. I have no idea why. It doesn't really make sense why I hate it so much. I just hate calling somebody a Nostrich. I was calling them Nosterers for a while. I don't mind Nosterinos, though. It sounds kind of like fun. Nosterinos. Whoa, that's, wow. I was close to disaster. Shitty thing about Noster is that you can't really delete your posts. Well, I think you have to request permission or something. I don't know. It's tough. So you really got to be aware of what you're typing because you can't go back. All right. I did want to give a shout out first thing in the morning here to a couple different people. Number one, Letha. Letha is here today. Great to see Letha. I haven't seen Letha for a while. We got 25 people over in Rumble. We got 11 likes. We can do much, 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 much better than that. But Letha, also known as Frumble 2021, sent in $1 super chat, a fiat zap this morning, and said good morning. Thank you, Letha. And it is great to see you this morning. All right, and we have we got a zap in last night from Portugal. So I want to share because there's 1,056 sats. And it just says, like your videos, man. Love from Portugal. So how cool is that? It's not about the number of sats. It's about the meaning and the message there. So that's pretty badass. Big shout out to whoever sent that from my favorite country, maybe my future home, Portugal. Solar Satoshis. How fun would it be to all live in a little town in Portugal one day? Thoughts, questions, concerns. I want to hear them all. How cool would it be to have our own little town? You know, it's definitely possible. Because I'll tell you one thing here. There's a little town about, let's call it half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe from here. And I used to go there to play hockey as a kid. And it's a French town, lots of similar families. The same family owns the restaurant, the appliance store, the auto body shop, the car dealership, everything. So small town. Anyways, in like the last 10 years, the town basically got taken over by bikers, Hell's Angels. And so they just pretty much run the town there. Like, I don't know if there's a police force. I'm pretty sure the citizens, I've never talked to anybody personally, but the vibe that I got from it was that everybody was happy that that actually happened because they're very safe there, right? There's lots of, even though there's no police, they're kind of like the police force there. So I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing they probably have the lowest amount of crime in the province, I would guess, just because of that reason. Even though you think, Hell's Angels, crime, but that's the kind of thing I think that Bitcoiners need to be thinking about. I think that'd be pretty interesting. I was listening to one of my favorite Bitcoiners, American HODL, last night with Eric Kaysen, and they were on Walker's podcast. But anyways, they were talking about potentially running for like government. And I was just thinking, I don't know if that's the play or not. I really don't know if you need it to be at that scale. I think you're just looking for disaster doing that. That's just my opinion. But like, think about it. Let's play through this in our heads here. If a Bitcoiner like American HODL, which I would definitely vote for, but just imagine if he ran for president of the United States and he was running as the Orange Party. And he started making some traction, started making some waves, and he had a legitimate chance to win. They talked about this, that you need to have courage. You need to be ready to die, which is kind of insane. But it's not even that. It's like, imagine the level of security. And I know that like they say that you're supposed to be protected if you're running for office. They say that. Unless they don't want you to win, of course, right? Then I think the rules change a little bit. So I was thinking, think of the level of security that you would need. You'd have to have a very large financial backing, which, in a couple decades from now, Bitcoiners might actually have the ability to do that. But it would take a lot of manpower, a lot of security to protect somebody. Because, you're going up against some pretty big parties here, some pretty big fighters. So I was kind of thinking, like, wouldn't it make sense to just start at a very small level and just like start taking over towns? I don't know. I feel like that'd be a much easier route. And you'd have to have like pretty good security, I think, in the town. But I don't know, man. Like it's going to be wild, I think, here for the next 50 years are going to be, the next 50 years here are going to be wild. You just have to be prepared for that. It's going to be some good, some bad, some really ugly, some beauty. I think on the other side of this, we come out ahead, but it's going to be a path to get there. Wow, look at this. We got sats and sunsets. Samantha says the Zap stream's not working well. I mean, that tends to happen sometimes. We should make sure that we are even live over there. I told Noster we were live, but then I forgot to go to the Zap stream site. We're not even live. Oh, yeah. What the hell? There's more people watching US versus Serbia than this live stream? Everybody go over to the Serbia live stream and say, hey, what are you guys watching? I'm not going to say it. I don't like basketball. Okay, well, we got 7 people over there. And Letha is over there. Seems to be working for Letha. But Sats and Sunsets, one of the biggest supporters of the show here. Sent in $10. Love that. In orange even. $10. That's very, very kind of you, my friend. And said, quote of the day, he who lives by the crystal ball will eat shattered glass. That's a great quote from Ray Dalio. In other words, if you try to predict the future, you're going to pay for it. So with that in mind, I mean, I think you should try to have a very clear vision of the future. That's what I say all the time here is that Bitcoiners are visionaries. Because if you weren't able to see the future of how we think it's going to play out, you wouldn't waste any time. You wouldn't be watching this right now. You'd be doing other stuff. You'd be watching basketball. So you definitely have to have some sort of vision of the future. You have to be very clear on what you want in the future. But yeah, I mean, there's so many external factors here that if you're trying to predict short-term anything and very long-term anything, I think you're crazy. So that's a great point there. And thank you for the rant. That helps a ton. So that's one thing we're going to do today on the show. If you're watching this on YouTube today, head over to Rumble. I think we're going to have a really good show today. I think it's going to be very interactive. It might be, I don't know if longer than usual, but we got some time today. So we're going to have some fun. So if you want to be part of the conversation today, make sure you're doing it from over there. I just shared the link there for you. It takes a couple minutes to set up an account, but it would help. We've kind of stalled out on Rumble a little bit, but things like that definitely help a lot. Sats and sunsets. Thank you, my friend. Duncan, good morning, Jora and Rumblings. Today is a good day to buy sats, just like any other day. Amen to that. A frickin' men to that. Okay, what do we have here? Letha sent in a super chat. Thank you, Letha. Ian's here. Good morning, Ian. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here today. Once again. Cleaner Machine, the best car detailer in Alberta. Maybe Canada. Maybe North America. CleanerMachineInc.com, I think. If you're in the Alberta area. Noster, what's up? I see some people over there. Say hello at least. You don't have to say much. Just say hello. What was I doing there? Ian. CleanYourMachineInc.com. Yes, that is the website. Check it out. If you're in Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC, you need your card detailed and you want to pay in Bitcoin, you want to support Bitcoiners, Clean Your Machine. Everything over 21 million. Frank, good morning, man. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Have I? No. Where you been? How you been? Happy Tuesday. And yes, we are absolutely right about Bitcoin. Joe from California sent in 888 sats. Thank you for telling me. Must be on speed. Must be on speed. Oh, they signed me out, the buggers. All right, what happened here? What's my account? Okay, while I do that, let's keep going here. I want to put people to sleep. Lauren, good morning. Look at Lauren's new profile pic there. It was all the buzz around Jerry's stream the other day. New profile pic for Lauren. Good looking dude, handsome dude. I like Lauren. Got the pleasure of meeting him last week. I think it was last week. Morning, Matt. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite part about doing this stuff is when I get to meet people from the chat, even though it's only over the internet and through webcams. That's okay. I know that I'm probably going to meet most people in real life one day. But in the meantime, it's pretty good. So just as a reminder with that, because I think most people are kind of aware of it, but at the same time, I don't know if everybody is. But I actually do have an option where you can set up a quick call with me, whether it's 15 minutes, half an hour, whatever that is. You kind of get to decide. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's half an hour. That's kind of what the allotted time is. But it's great for people who just have like a couple questions that they don't really know if they're doing it right. If they need just a little guidance in one direction, if they need somebody to kind of watch over as they do something. Lots of different things. The people who use that option, it's the value for value. There's been a lot of different requests, I guess you might say. So I'm going to share this for people. This is my Calendly link. You can book. You don't have to pay. I mean, I shouldn't say that. You don't have to pay anything up front. And people kind of decide whatever the meeting was worth to them. That's a cool thing about it. So you can set up a call there, no upfront charge, and then you can send whatever you want via Bitcoin. So if you need help with your security or UTXOs, anything at all, I'm pretty well rounded in Bitcoin. And if you just need a second opinion or whatever that may be, it's in the chat there for you. Oh, Duncan sent a chat. DCA. There it is. 27.25. Love that. That's a big amount. I love when the price is down because you get more sats coming in through the DCA. $3 worth of fiat buys 27.25. Jake says, morning all. George, can you shoot me details about the NFL sats pool, please and thank you? Yes. Yeah, we have at least one spot open. We might expand. I think we had 8 teams last year. One guy bailed out. And so we got one spot available. We might go to like 9 or 10 too if we need. So it was a lot of fun. I'm not a big football guy myself at all. I pretty much based my picks on like vibes, like what they looked like, what their picture was, what jersey number they were, their name. So that's how I picked. But it was fun. It gave me something to do. Like on Sundays, if my guy was doing well or I needed to win the week, I'd watch the game. And so in the wintertime, especially here, there's not a whole lot to do. So I didn't mind it, actually. It was a lot of fun. And it's all in Bitcoin too. So you pay in sats and the payouts are in sats. So if anybody's interested in doing that, I'm sure we could have more if people want to join. But yeah, shoot me an email, I guess. Jake, maybe you too, because I don't know if I'm going to remember or have time to reach out. I'll try, but just shoot me an email. Best way to do it. And that email is jor@bitcoincitadel.net. And just put NFL draft or something in the title. All right, looks like we got a couple people. Todd's interested as well. So yeah, shoot me an email and I'll send you the details. It's a lot of fun. We got a little chat within the Sleeper. I think it's called Sleeper app. So we're probably going to be doing the draft here in the next week, I would say. I don't run it. I'm just part of it, but it actually is funny. It came from the 88 Sats project. So that's the golf course that we're going to be buying in a few weeks or a few years, hopefully. Oh, my hair's still wet. So that's kind of the thing that started this journey was the 88 Sats golf and Bitcoin project, which we're going to try to buy a golf course in 6, 7, 8 years from now with Sats. But yeah, it's that group. So they're not Bitcoiners like we are, but they still like Bitcoin. Obviously, the pool's in Bitcoin, so it's kind of fun. We do golf pools as well. Every major every year we do golf pools for Sats. So it's fun. I'm horrible at it. If I calculated how many sats I've lost from golf pools and NFL pools, it's probably close to like 1 million sats, maybe more. So I suck at it, but it's just kind of a donation. And wow, we got like 4 people interested. Okay, so there you go. Email jor@bitcoincitadel.net and just put NFL pool in the headlines. It's a lot of fun. Good guys, good group of guys. Ricky Bobby. Haven't seen old Ricky Bobby in a while. Good morning, Rick. Marianne from Norway. Wow. Love that. Norway. I'd love to go to Norway. Thanks for being here, Marianne. Good to see you. John, great day for another DCA. All right. I like that. Stocks is here. My best friend name is Stocks. Is it Stocks? Is that you? Is that you, Stocks? Spelled differently, though. And not like stalking, like a weirdo, but it's spelled differently than that. So I don't think it's Stocks. Bitcoin technician, Trent, short man. Morning, Trent. Good to see you, my friend. Paulo's here. Good morning, Paulo. Herbert. What's up, 88? What's up, Herbert? Sats and Sunsets, Retro Beaver, Bad Gal B. There's Bad Gal B, the winner of yesterday's Zap Queen, I think. No, sorry. False alarm. Sorry about that. False alarm, but did get put on the board. Where the? Wait, we're panicking here a little bit. I'm trying to find my tracker. Where's my tracker? I don't even know what it's called. Shit. Toshi Untitled. Hold on. Got to find this. There. No, that's not it either. Oh, never mind. Okay, I do want to bring this up though, because this is something we talked about yesterday a little bit. The first day, very first day. And so I made a little spreadsheet after to start tracking it. Yesterday was the first day of this. So here it is. This is so this is going to be kind of a subjective, somewhat. Like I don't want to be too cut and dry with it. I want to kind of have a little bit of freedom myself. But so this is going to run for a while. And I think it's important because this channel itself does not have any sponsors, 0 sponsors. We're going to have maybe some value for value sponsors at some point here. We'll see. But it's all based on the community support. And so when you have that, you got to give some back, right? Because I really do appreciate all the zaps and all the super chats and the fiat zaps over on Rumble. So this is kind of what we're going to start tracking here a little bit. So we got the destination TBA, although I do have an idea in mind. The dates, I don't know when that's going to be either, but it won't be too long. Attendees, it'll be the top people in here. I don't know how many yet, but the criteria here: support the channel, send a zap over 8,888, become a lifetime member of the Visionaries community, and support Pogs and friends. And I don't know what that means yet. Neither do you, but you will. Support Pogs. What the hell is Pogs? But anyways, this is the leaderboard so far. So I gave Josh and Todd. Todd, I got you on there. I noticed your comment after we ended the stream yesterday. So I got you on there. I appreciate that for the zaps. And then I gave these guys, Gray and Bad Gal B, 2 points. So it's all points. That's what it's going to be based off of. So we're gonna let it play out here. I'm gonna have more information on this. Obviously, got to add some lifetime members here. Lifetime members are going to get more than 1 or 2 points. It's going to be more of a boost. But I got to add a couple names to this already. So anyways, that's where I had Bad Gal B there. Had the wrong leaderboard. Okay, I'll take this off. We'll keep buzzing through the comments here. Quite a bit behind here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. We just got to turn up speed up a bit. Portugal is cool, but they do not have a cap on Social Security contributions. Social Security. Social Security is Bitcoin, John. Yeah, I'm not sure, Samantha. It looked like it was working for me. Todd's here. Good morning, Todd. Not loading for Letha either. Okay, well, that would make sense why there's so few people in there then. All right, we'll try. Yeah, I mean, Rumble's fine. Zapstream's just might have head lice. I might have head lice. I don't know why my head's itchy. Did you give me fleas, Arnie? Fucking guy. Groovy Shoe in the chat. Good morning, Groovy Shoe. 2 devices saw your name, not too much there. Yeah. I should just end the stream because it's costing me sats. That's the shitty thing about Zapstream is it's not like it's just it works or it doesn't. Got to pay for it. Although it looks like Scotty's over there. Scotty zapped 99 sats and said, hands up if you like Caspa. No one? Thought so. Scotty. Scotty's good shit, man. I like Scotty. Cypher Sats. Good morning, everybody. Just got here. I'm loving this Bitcoin price discount. No doubt. Praetorian. Good to see you, Praetorian. Thanks for the super chat, man. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate that. Praetorian, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I saw you on that show yesterday that you were talking about. I'm pretty sure that was you. I didn't really get confirmation there, but I'm pretty sure it was you. And I hadn't watched the whole thing yet, but that was kind of cool. Where did you say you were from? Chicago? I think Praetorian's a shy town kind of guy. That was cool. I'll probably watch the end of that today. Matt FRL. Good morning, Matt FRL. Jack's here from Arizona. Good morning, Jack. All right, Letha, let's see this. Arnie, you got a zap, man. Letha zapped you. There it is. Arnie, you got a zap. Big one. Arnie. Believe this guy? What dog, when you call his name several times, does not even look at you? What kind of dog does that? Letha, 8,888 sats, which means, we know what that means. That means Letha is getting added to the subjective leaderboard. Letha with 1 point on the board. Thank you, Letha. From Arnie. I know he looks kind of lifeless over there, but he says thanks. Jack says, I'm a football guy. What is the NFL thing you're talking about? It's a fantasy pool. So you pick a team. I mean, you know how NFL drafts work. Fantasy. I hate fantasy. Actually, I don't hate fantasy. I hate when guys talk about fantasy. It's like when you're having a conversation with somebody and they start talking about their fantasy football team. I'm like, or hockey team. I'm like, I don't care. I do not care. I'm not in your league. I don't care about your points that you're getting, your fantasy points. It's a fantasy. It's fake. It's bread and circus. But I mean, it's sats. So I like playing around with sats. It's fun. So yeah, we got a couple there. Nick, Todd, Jack, Jake, and BTC Pleb. We might have a good crew this year. The boys will be happy. We did some good recruiting. Cypher Sats is up to coffee. 2727. Good number. Cypher Sats. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Scotty says, is this a place to recover after a hard day at work? Scotty, what do you do for work? I'm curious. What's your job, man? What's your job? Shani says, good morning, Jor and everyone. Good morning, Shani. I need to get a hold of you today. Shani boy. That's another benefit of being in the living in the future community. Because I sell sats. I'm a sat dealer. I deal sats. Open up my vest. Anybody want some sats? Because, you know, I got to live. And I live on Bitcoin. Every time I get dollars, I convert it to Bitcoin. And when I need things, I need to sell some sats. So I'm always selling non-KYC sats over in the Living in the Future community, which will soon become the Visionary community. It's the next iteration of it. You got to evolve. You have to. Bitcoin Nurse is here. Good morning, Bitcoin Nurse. Zapstream is not working, Shani. Sorry, my friend. I should just cut it off, honestly. Although I think it's working for Scotty. So I don't know how that works. But yeah, Scotty zapped 3 times over there. Said, I think Zapstream only works when I'm here. At the moment, talking to people. Oh, that's your job? Talking to people? What the hell does that mean? Scotty. Oh, what a guy. Capaholics is here. Good morning, Capaholics. Ballsy Golf. Look at that. Ballsy Golf. Good to see you, Ballsy Golf. My man. All right, Todd says, on that lifetime membership situation, you sent me the amount for it, but which Lightning address do I send it to? I will send you the details for that, Todd. Todd. Visionary. Sat sale for Shani. Solar Satoshi, I got to get back to you as well. Sorry, folks. I've had a week here. I'm doing my best. Part of the new Visionaries community is actually going to be I'm going to have project manager. I'm going to title them though assistant to the regional manager. So that's going to be my number one hand. Might need two actually, but it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to structure this in a way that's kind of completely different from the normal, 9 to 5 job. It's going to be different. It has to be somebody who's thinking about the future more so than today, values sats more than the average person, because we can't really afford to pay like, a high wage in Bitcoin. It's going to be in Bitcoin. I'm still going to be very fair pay, I think. But they're going to be helping me set up the community and run the community. It's going to be community run by me and the assistant to the regional manager. But you'll see. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to talk without tease. I'm not trying to tease. But it's going to be fun. So I'll get you some info on that as well. Solar Satoshis. Duncan, lifetime member. Duncan, I'll email you as well. A lot of fun. It's going to be fun. Visionary of what? That's the next iteration of living the future. Arnie cannot bother, no doubt. Hey, Tommy's here. Good morning, Tommy. Maverick. $1.52. Tough to get sleep at night laying there thinking about all the possibilities Bitcoin will provide in the future. No doubt. No doubt. All right, let's get to I think I missed a few here. Let's take a little wee break. 32 minutes already. Wow. Okay, let's get to some news here today. Larry says, have you got my mail and sats for the membership? I did. Larry, I don't know if I need to confirm, I guess. I was going to shoot you an email to confirm, but I did get it. And I will send you the link here ASAP. We're just kind of in the process of getting everything set up. So if you're part of the... I got to sneeze. If you're part of the Living the Future or the eight Satoshis group, you're going to hear from me soon. So I'm doing it very slowly. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to be an awkward transition, but you probably won't notice anything, honestly. It's going to be awkward for me. It's going to be awkward and a lot of work, I think. So we're going through that right now. So just be patient with emails, with messages, with anything. I'm doing my best. Hasib, the man, the legend, Hasib. Oh, and I missed a rant over here. Duncan says, Jor, on a serious note, Duncan sent in $2 over on Rumble. Thank you, Duncan. We got 50 people over in Rumble. That's a recent high. And 23 likes. We can do better than that. If you're watching on Rumble, press this this one. It helps, I think. But Duncan says, Jor, on a serious note, what's your thoughts on the Kegger for the next 10 years? A lot think it's going down, but I think it's going up. I agree, Duncan. And I mean, it's really not that hard to figure out. It's not that insane to say, like, we're at the bottom of the S curve right now. We're pretty much still on the flat, maybe starting to go upwards a little bit. But like that straight up moment hasn't happened yet. And I do really think it's going to happen within the next 10 years. And when that does, it's going to blow everything that's happened out of the water. People really underestimate how high this thing's going to go. It's crazy to me. It really is. Even listening to Bitcoiners who have been here for 10 years, they're like, yeah, maybe 130 by the end of this cycle, maybe 150, maybe. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. So I would say the Kegger for the next 10 years, this is going to be my prediction. So this would be kind of cool if I was close to this. Let's do this. I was going to say 100, but let's do this. Let's say August 26th. This is a landmark moment here. August 26th, 2025. The block height is 911 Nice. 9791. Prediction for 10 years. I'm going to say 88% per year. Might be low. That might be on the low end. That's my conservative guess. My conservative guess is 88 CAGR. The high would be 117% CAGR. And the low would be 60. Screenshot it. August 26, 2025, 911791. Wow, pretty bad writing this morning. Prediction for 10 years from now. So this would be 2035. 88, 111, 117, sorry. Shortcutting. Mid, high, low. 10 years. I don't even want to think 10 years out, though. You know that in 10 years, Arnie's going to be 12. So whenever you're thinking about this stuff, like the future, what Bitcoin's going to be worth, just remember to enjoy what you have today. Because I don't know about you, but I would rather have the purchasing power that I have. This is how you need to think about it. And this is the God's honest. Well, you know that. This is how you need to think about Bitcoin returns. Everybody wants $1 million Bitcoin, 100 million Bitcoin. When's it going to be? What's the CAGR going to be? Everybody wants that who's holding Bitcoin today. But you really have to keep in mind here that you have to enjoy yourself where you are today. Because in 10 years, this guy here sitting behind me is going to be 12 years old. If we're lucky. Going to be 12 years old. My parents are going to be 10 years older. I'm going to be 10 years older. Everybody around me is going to be 10 years older. And I don't know about you, but I would much rather have the purchasing power that I have today with my Bitcoin and have everything that I have. Arnie, parents, friends, health, than have more purchasing power and none of that. So just enjoy where you are today. I think part of the show here that we try to talk about every day is the enjoy the ride part. And it's fun to think into the future and imagine and, envision what's going to be. But don't forget to enjoy yourself today. Because some things, money doesn't bring people back. Money doesn't bring dogs back. Money doesn't make everything better. It just, gives you a few more options in life. So just appreciate what you have today. I think that's kind of the message. Larry says, enjoy, chill. Thanks. Hope you won't have too much stress. No, we're good. We're good, Larry. We're good. It just takes me a little bit of time. That's all. And I'm hoping once I get the assistant to the regional manager position, I'll be a little more free. A little more free for interaction. Noted. Larry says, where can this high of a CAGR come from? And the market cap already is so high, and we Saylor currently problems to raise capital. Biggest buyer up to here. Where can this high of a CAGR come from if the market cap already is so high? And we have Saylor currently having problems to raise capital. I mean, Saylor is going to continue to have problems raising capital. You know why? Because companies are just going to start holding their own Bitcoin. That's the main value that Saylor provides for people. Is he gives exposure to Bitcoin to entities who can't buy Bitcoin, can't hold Bitcoin. So the demand for Saylor is going to go down. But at the same time, they also have 650,000 Bitcoin. So depending on what they do with that, they could either hover around here in terms of like the MNAV for a while, or they could shoot up depending on what they do with that capital. I would lean towards the shoot up. I think they're going to be able to do a lot of things in the next decade. But yeah, over time, like people are just going to hold their own Bitcoin. Companies are just going to hold their own Bitcoin. There's going to be a whole team dedicated to Bitcoin management in every company. And that's why you should not discount the knowledge that you have today and the knowledge that you're learning every day here, because every company on the planet's going to have Bitcoin. Every company on the planet's going to need to learn how to store their Bitcoin. That's the real unlock here. These Bitcoin treasury companies, they're the shit coins of this cycle. They really are. The main thing that you want and every entity is going to want is Bitcoin in cold storage. So the high CAGR comes from the fact that we're not even at an all-time high yet, Larry. Like, look at the chart, Bitcoin priced in gold, and we're at the same level as we were in 2021. And we've had Wall Street and countries and Saylor and Larry Fink and a Bitcoin-friendly president since then. So the demand, the adoption part of this hasn't even started yet. The only reason why Bitcoin's up right now is because they print so much money. That's literally the only reason. And if you look at Bitcoin priced in gold, it'll demonstrate that very clearly. So it hasn't even started yet. That's what I'm trying to say. It has not started. So when it hasn't started and we're still returning, but are we really returning 60%? That's the thing. Like, yeah, I mean, the price has gone up on average 60% a year, but if it's all just from money printing, has it even gone up? I don't know. That's what you got to ask yourself. Circle the wagons. Wait till you get old. Yeah, probably even more true. Probably even more truth to that when you're a little bit older than I am. And I'm not young. But yeah, exactly. Sketchucation. The tough thing for that's the tough thing for people who are like in their 70s, 80s in Bitcoin. It's like they understand that this is a very long-term hold, but they still want things to happen as fast as possible because they want to enjoy some of their Bitcoin. And to that, I would say, enjoy it. Like, if you're that age and you're waiting for Bitcoin to do something before you spend it, I would say that's a bad decision. Leave some, maybe take half off the table, leave that for your family, lock it up, get insurance, not insurance, inheritance, stuff around that. Take the other half and just fucking enjoy yourself. Because yeah, it's going to be cool to leave a bunch to your family. Yeah, they're going to be appreciative of that, but it's like you need to look after you. You only have so much time here on this earth. And if you're storing away your sats so that you can have some sort of, you envision your family building a statue of you, I don't know if that's the best play. Like, you have to enjoy yourself. You have to understand how scarce and precious our time here on earth is. And if you're just storing away your Bitcoin and hope one day that, you can pass it on and your family's going to live well, you can probably do that with half of your stack, regardless of what the stack is. So if you got 2 Bitcoin, which I do suggest every baby boomer should have at least 1 Bitcoin. And I know people are going to say, Jorah, it's not even possible. There's way more baby boomers than 21 million. Yeah, but there's not many baby boomers watching the show right now. So if you understand Bitcoin and you're a baby boomer, you should have at least 1 Bitcoin. And even with 1 Bitcoin, you take half of that, you put that aside for your family. For the next 100 years, your family will not have to think about money ever. And you take the other half of that and you enjoy yourself. You spend some of it. You go on a trip. You buy that thing that you've been wanting to buy for the last 40 years. You have to. You have to. Sketchucation from Ireland, my man, or woman. But that's it. Good morning. Cheers. Cheers to my Irish legends from Ireland. I love Ireland. Love the Irish people. I am part Irish myself. That's probably why. But I just love when we were in Ireland, man, that was just great people. It very much reminded me of Canada, except not quite as friendly, a little more edgy. But you could tell that a lot of fun to drink beers with, which I like. I'm a big beer guy myself. Fanny Packer, look at this. What's up from all the kiddos and me? Fanny Packer, backpacker, hodler, flipper. And we cannot forget our guy, Anonymous. What's Arnie doing back there? Oh, I'm glad we get to see Arnie's butt today. Got you on. I'm sure the Fanny Packer family wants to see Arnie's butt while they're eating breakfast. Thanks, Arn. Steven says, nice Jor love again. Let's go. Morning, Steven. All right. Well, I had like 30 different things to talk about today. So we're going to see what happens here. See what we can get through. Half or bottom half? Both, I think. Like we were in Portrush, which I'm pretty sure is north. We were in Galway. We were in Belfast, went to the Titanic Museum there. And I was yelling, the Titanic sank because of the Federal Reserve. The people who were opposed to the Federal Reserve were on this ship. That's what I was yelling. No, I wasn't, because that was 2019 and I had no idea what money was at that point. So that was right before. That was the last known photographed trip of the old me. Short hair. Wish I could find a picture for you. Oh, well, nobody cares. But yeah, a lot of fun. Matt says, hey, 152, tried doing some writing. It's definitely helped me get the thoughts out of my head. Oh, that's buck 52. Wow. What a way to say it. Buck 52. Okay, what we got Shani over here. We got two people over in the Zapstream. Zapstream's not working today, but we got Shani over there who sent in what was it? 2121. And said, just wondering what the difference is between the new visionary community and being part of Living the Future is. Will our Signal chat still be around? I want to still be a part of everything. Just trying to figure it out. Yeah, Shani, and everybody, don't panic. Don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. I'm going to share the path forward here. I'm going to put something together, maybe a video, like a 5-minute video kind of explaining it. But yeah, no worries, Shani. Like, you're not going to get left behind here at all. We are going to be going into a new chat. Yes. Mostly because there's probably 10 people in there. Maybe. I don't know. I just don't have 3 hours to go through the full list and start kicking people out. So I'm just going to create a new chat. We're going to bring people over as they join the Visionaries. And that's going to be kind of a part of the incentive to sign up as a lifetime member. Is it's only going to be lifetime members in the chat. So if you're just like a monthly member, you're still going to have full access to everything on School. And School is really cool because I'm going to put all my courses in there. So 365 days is going to be in there. The 21-day course, the proof of work, the generational wealth, ones that I do in the future. I'm going to be doing a course on Nostr that I'm going to put in there. And so you're going to have all that. You're going to be able to interact, have discussions amongst, and then we're going to have the Signal chat. So Shani, don't worry. You're not going to get left behind. We're just, this wasn't really supposed to start until 2026, but I'm just kind of making some steps now in the direction. So don't panic. Don't panic. Gray says only 30. What's 30? What were we talking about, Gray? Only 30. I don't know. Steven says, almost seen you with a Guinness on Maple Bitcoin. Almost sure I've seen you with a Guinness on Maple Bitcoin. How does the Guinness in Ireland compare? Good question. Good question. Yeah, I have a Guinness every Friday live stream for Maple Bitcoin, either a Guinness or a Chelada. And a Chelada is beer like a cerveza. You got to have the right beer. It's got to be like Landshark, Soul. Millers are good. My favorite is the Mashi, which is our King Golf beer that we have. But I'm out of those and they're not making any right now. So I'm pissed about that. But you need a cerveza, like a Mexican style beer. I think they're called lager maybe. Clamato juice. I put Worcester in there and Tabasco and ice. That's the Chelada. But the Guinness, yeah, I actually didn't like Guinness before I went to Ireland. I didn't like the taste of it. It just didn't really do anything for me. But I went to Ireland. I slammed Guinnesses there, obviously, because they're fresh. We went to the Guinness factory there in Dublin. And I slammed, I don't know what you get on the tour there, 3 or 4 beers. Plus my girlfriend at the time was gluten intolerant, so she couldn't drink beer. So I got her beer as well. And ever since then, I've been a Guinness guy. It doesn't taste near as good because it has to get shipped across the ocean, right? But it's still, I like the taste of it now. So I didn't like it before I went to Ireland, and now I drink it quite often. So good question. Wizard of Oz, Ox, Wizard of Ox. Is that like music? Gotta be. Wizard of Ox, Jor, you demand. Giving me lots of hope for the future. Thanks, man. Well, thanks for saying that. Wizard of Ox. Appreciate that. I mean, thing for me is like, I just talked about going to Ireland in 2019, and that guy's dead. The guy who went to Ireland is dead. I know that I would enjoy it now, and I know I have really good memories there. But that guy's toast. He's gone, never to be seen or heard from again. And since 2019, I went through about, I don't know, a couple years of black pill, a couple years of understanding everything being broken and everything wrong with the world, and really didn't see a solution to it. And I started in crypto, and I thought that was kind of a solution to it, but I didn't really get the bigger picture and the need for something like Bitcoin. But then when I understood Bitcoin, started studying more about it, started connecting some dots, it just makes sense that we're going to win here. Then you read things like the sovereign individual, where the nation states can't really keep up. And when you play that out in your head, it's like, okay, the government makes their money on the backs of their citizens. Their citizens are going to be replaced by robots. Who's going to pay tax? Who's going to fund the government? We're already paying fucking insane amounts of tax. They cannot increase taxes. They cannot increase interest rates. They cannot do anything. They're stuck right now. They're stuck. And they put on this fucking charade that they still have all this power and all this influence, and they don't. They're losing influence every single day. And the internet changed everything. As soon as you could decentralize and you could do things like this and talk to people, and there are people who are willing to listen, everything changed. And we're never going back to that world either. We're just not. And you can withdraw yourself whenever you want to. That's what Bitcoin allows you to do. You can not have a bank account anymore. Imagine the power of everybody not having to worry about getting their bank account frozen. And that's where we're going to right now. So Bitcoin not only gave me hope for the future, but it changed it didn't change my life. It reborn, I would say. Truly. Which is good and bad. You try to go out and have normal conversations with people now, and it's like, fuck me, I don't know what to talk about. The weather, sports. Way to go, sports. So, I mean, there's good and bad of it, but it's like, yeah, the future here without the central banks, without the central entities, it looks a lot different. And it's going to be, Bitcoiners are going to have a huge say in that future. If you do things right, you still have a lot of time to really mess things up. But if you do things right, we're going to create the world that we want to live in, because we're going to have the economic power. Because as the government spirals out of control, as their interest rate payments increase, they owe more and more to whoever, I don't know, central banks. As that goes up, as things get more expensive because they printed so much fucking money, they lose influence. They lose economic influence. And that's why it's like, for me, I don't care if the Canadian government ever gets Bitcoin. I hope they don't. And you might say, Jor, that's unpatriotic of you. Fuck that. The people in Ottawa right now are the least patriotic people that I've ever could ever imagine. They care about everybody other than Canadians. It's sickening. It's truly, truly sickening that we let it get this far. But once it gets so far, just like anything, it starts swinging back. Hey, we got 69 people over on YouTube. Nice. 69. Nice. Everybody over on YouTube, I want to ask you a favor. Just a little wee one. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to spend any money. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just start living it yourself. Like what I'm talking about here, this isn't just going to happen because we talk about it. You have to make conscious decisions every single day. And choosing between something like what you're watching on right now and the alternative, you have to make steps like that every single day. That's your vote. You don't go to the polls every 4 years and vote for some dipshit. You vote every single decision throughout the day. How you watch things on YouTube or somewhere else. How you post and share things on Twitter or Nostr. So you have the ability here. You have the choice. And the more people making the right choice in terms of sovereignty and freedom and privacy, that's how we win. We're not going to get there by accident or just by holding fucking Bitcoin in our Coinbase account. Like, you actually have to take steps here. I titled the show today, you're going to need some balls and some Bitcoin, because you are. This isn't going to be easy. We're not just going to take our fiat and convert it into Bitcoin, hold it on exchange, or even hold it in our Ledger wallet and expect that things are just going to change. They're not. You might have a little bit more purchasing power in a couple of years, but you're going to be living in a fucking prison. So, yeah, we got that going for us. Hey, Aaron? We got that going for us. All right, what do we got? What's our new Rumble numbers? Did anybody take action? I don't know. Bad Gal B says, made a Rumble account and watching here instead of YT. Same for Nostr. God bless. Thank you. All right. Well, I need a little breather after that. I got a little too wound up. A little too hot. We're running a little too hot today. Wow, look at this. What is this? Somebody just sent in 9,999 sats. If I were to guess, I would say that that's Scotty. But I don't know. Whoever sent that, confirm, because you're going to get 1 point on the 1 point on the board for that. $30 things to talk about. Oh, yeah. I got you. Only 30. Yeah. I mean, you've probably heard me say that before. Hey, YouTube's actually pumping me out today a little bit for the first time in months. Maybe I should shut my mouth. YouTube's been really, really hard on me lately. Really hard on me. But that's okay. Fuck them. Bitcoin Kitty bought the dip. Amen. Wizard of Ox says, DJ side hobby. I'm get it now. Wizard of Ox. I like that. But I've been watching the show lots and love what you're doing. So thank you. So does that Wizard of Ox, does that have anything to do with like the Wizard of Oz storyline? Like behind the curtain? What's going on behind the curtain and the whole real theme behind the Wizard of Oz, or is that just play on words? Samantha says, I enjoy Guinness, dislike sweet alcohol. Why are they so sweet? Are they sweet? I don't know. I don't find them to be too sweet. I know what you're saying. Like I can't drink anything like a Palm Bay or like a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Way too sweet for me. Oh shit. I'll save that for another day. Steven says, excellent. Great that you got a chance to visit the Guinness factory. I only live about 10 minutes away and still yet to visit. What? I mean, you probably wouldn't learn much if you live. I'm guessing you live in Dublin then, if you're 10 minutes away or 10 miles away. So, I mean, it wouldn't be like an experience for you as it would be for me. But yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed that, actually. I bought a t-shirt there at the Guinness factory. And like I was saying, they give you beers. You go around, you do some little wee beers. And then if you have like a certain pass, you get to go up on their patio and overlook Dublin. And up there, you get like 2 drinks, I think, for free. But the girl that I was with at the time, she didn't drink beer, so I got to drink her beer. So I was kind of pissed leaving there, like not pissed off, but like kind of buzzing. And I went down to the gift shop. You're feeling in a good mood, And you're like, oh, I'll spend $60 US on a Guinness t-shirt. Why not? Or 60 euros. And then I woke up, I thought it was like a dark gray shirt, but I woke up the next day and it was like forest green. So needless to say, I don't wear it very much, but I will wear it here for my Ireland friends one day. Still a good shirt. I thought it was a different color. Carl says, Matthew Cratter just put up a new vid on the coordinated efforts to bring down Bitcoin. Worth a watch. They're taxing tourists for wearing flip-flops in Europe now, but not. Yeah. Europe's kind of fucked. Europe's in a accelerated pace right now. And I apologize for all the F-bombs today. I don't try to swear too much, but when I get wound up, there's no stopping me. So sorry, not sorry. Carl says, financial censorship is the new line in the sand. Once everything is digital, it can be controlled remotely without your knowledge or consent. They already did it in Canada. Yep. Simply knowing a trucker was enough for the government to seize your bank account. I don't know if that's true, Carl. But I do remember that people got in shit. That's actually crazy to think about now, because that was like 4 years ago. Yeah. No, 3 years ago now. I think it was 2022. I think it was 2022. No, yeah, it would have been early 2022. So it's been 3 years. But anyways, point is, I remember I remember hearing this story after, and I heard there's many of these stories in my life. I lived through a lot there. Like, I wasn't allowed to go to my brother's wedding. I was the best man at my brother's wedding, and I wasn't allowed to go to it. So they had to cancel it, fortunately, but I wasn't allowed to go to the original one. But anyways, you could send in money. They were raising money for the truckers here because they were protesting the extreme measures that the government was doing on COVID stuff. You weren't allowed to cross the border unless you were vaccinated as a trucker. Fucking insane. So anyways, the trucker said, you know what, that's enough. We're going to go to Ottawa. Everybody's going to go to Ottawa. We're going to start honking our horns, playing street hockey. They weren't doing anything wrong. They were probably being a nuisance, but I mean, that's the least that they should have been doing. So anyways, the government started seizing the truckers' bank accounts. They started freezing them. Said you can't accept donations anymore. And so people started sending in money to different accounts, like GoFundMe, whatever it is. And the people who sent in donations, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that I knew that actually got in shit from their employer because they sent in donations to the truckers. And one of these guys was actually a partner at a construction business. And he sent in like $50 to the truckers to support them. And there was people on both sides. There was people who were vaccinated, people who were unvaccinated, people just wanted to, calm down the government a little bit and support the people who are trying to do that. But yeah, they got in trouble for it. They got backlash for supporting the truckers, not being there, but sending money to support them. They got in trouble for that. And they made a big thing about it. So a lot of Canadians actually saw truckers as like the enemies. It was an extremely fucked up time in Canadian history. Extremely. So yeah, I kind of get what you're saying there, but I don't think they started seizing bank accounts of people for knowing a trucker. I think that's, unless I'm missing something, but from my experience, it was just more backlash, like public shame almost, which is so crazy. So crazy. So anyways, the point where it went to is they started accepting Bitcoin. And I think that they were only able to like seize 20 to 30% of the Bitcoin because they messed something up and they knew where it was sitting or something like that. But the rest of it went to the truckers. So it was like a really big win for Bitcoin. And it showed the reason why we need Bitcoin for something, like this. So anyways, Crypto Princess, I missed you there. Sorry about that. Skipped over you. Good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, I agree, Wizard of Ox. I agree. Guilt by association. Yeah. Okay, so Letha zapped 1,000 sats over in Zapstream and said, "I'm back. I can only see the chat." Oh man, the hoops that people have to jump through here. That's the thing. Like, I'm talking about all this stuff, right? And it's like, yeah, you have to make a decision, but it's not easy. That's the hard part for people. Is like it's not easy. Nothing is easy. If you want to go kind of against the grain, it's difficult. So I appreciate it, Letha. Larry says, should at least not get as much Bitcoin in the US holds right now. Keep Bitcoin in the hands of the people. Yes. Amen to that. Cheers to that, Michael says. Two Steps Aesthetics. Good morning, my friend. Carl says, want to buy a problematic book online? They'll stop that purchase and put you on a list and freeze your accounts. You'll see. The books will be the honeypots, bait for free thinkers. I don't disagree. And that was the whole show that I wanted to talk about today, honestly, Carl. I'm glad you showed up today. Is it JR token? Is that who you're talking about? Is already labeled a right-wing extremist, and the British government is literally redacting the works of Orwell. Jimmy, one of my favorite guys or girls in here, says, morning, Joe, I love what you're saying about patriotism. I think true American patriots embody the spirit of America, which means don't kick and scream about injustice. Go make someone better. Amen. Banks in the UK aren't even letting folks buy gold without explaining themselves. Shout out Bad Gal B. Okay, who speaking of that, who sent in that 999? Who was it? You're going to get a point on the board for it, so let me know. Or if you want to remain anonymous, that's okay too. I did want to give a couple shout outs here. I don't know if I did or don't think I did yet. But we got Ian sent in 2,500 sats, supporting the channel here, keeping our voice free. No sponsors, no influence, no filters. So thank you, Ian. 2,500. Appreciate that. 888. I think that was Joe from California, and somebody sent in 1541 to the Speed wallet. So thank you. Now we just got to figure out who sent in the 9999, because that's going to be the Zap King or Queen potentially today. All right, what else we have here? I'm trying my best to get caught up on comments, but I might have to start skipping the. I might have to start skipping the ones from YT. So that's what we're gonna do. I want to get through some stuff, but I also want to be attentive to the chat. So we're only gonna take comments from this stream here. Sorry, but that's the way she is today. 4-2, nice. Move to the good one. Good move. Great video from Jack. Oh, I think we'll watch that one, Bitcoin Nurse. I think I know which one you're talking about. We'll watch that one. Lewis on YouTube, but from Ireland. So we're gonna feature Lewis here. So you had so much Guinness that the shirt changed another color. Yeah, I guess so. Wasn't that much. I was just kind of buzzing, and it was dark in there. It was kind of poor lighting. I mean, it's a factory, right? So the lighting isn't great. But yeah, we'll blame the Guinness. Cypher Sat says, I'm still flabbergasted the Canadian government froze accounts of people that were donating in Bitcoin to the truckers. Yeah. I mean, the reason why they needed Bitcoin is because they actually had their bank accounts frozen. Timber's over in Rumble. Good morning, Timber. Let's get some all-time highs in Rumble today. Should we? Oh, I got to quit saying it, though, because I'm finally getting back on YouTube's good side, I think. Let's set some all-time highs. Josh says, good morning. Yeah, Guinness will do that to you. That's right, Gray. It's a heavy one. Joshua is here. Morning, y'all rumblers. Seems Zapstream is down, but chat works. Yes. I don't know why that is. Josh says the cops followed the guy distributing the paper wallets to the truckers. Some of the truckers didn't even know what the QR code meant when they saw it on their windshield. Believe that? It's hard to believe. Oh, wow. We got 4 people interested in the NFL pool. Nice. The boys will be happy. The boys will be happy. We got some more friends. All right. I want to share this because yesterday, this is one of the things I talked about on the show. And so let's bring this up quickly here. I'm pretty much caught up. Santino, Max, good morning, fellas and fellies. All right. So yesterday on the show, I was talking about my grandma. I was talking about being Ukrainian, my grandma being 85 years old and still working her ass off. She doesn't have to either. That's the thing. She doesn't have to. She just wants to. She wants to stay mentally sharp. And one of the things my grandma taught me was look after the cents and the dollars will look after themselves. And I think it's very applicable in Bitcoin as well. If you think about it, like look after the sats and the Bitcoin will take care of itself. And so I don't know if my phone was listening to me or whatever yesterday, but this video popped up shortly after that. So this is one of my favorite accounts on Instagram. It's pretty much the only reason I go on Instagram anymore, other than posting King Golf stuff. But this it's called the School of Hard Knocks. So this guy goes around and he interviews millionaires and billionaires and gets their advice on things. And I like this one. I watch, a couple of these every day. But this guy was kind of saying it's the founder of the Kind Bar. So he has a couple good messages within this, including something similar to what I said yesterday and what my grandma taught me. So let's watch this here quickly and then we'll move on. Oh, I probably got to change this because there's not going to be sound. I'm getting better. I'm figuring this thing out. Slowly but surely. All right, here we go.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
About 40 years old.
40? And how did you get rich?
Give me one sec. Have you ever had one of these?
The Kind Bar?
Yeah.
Yes.
I founded it.
You created the Kind Bar?
Yeah.
What was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
We sold over $1 billion a year.
Are you a billionaire? I go all over the world interviewing billionaires to help the younger generation. Can I get a minute with you for our channel real quick?
Sure.
What's a lesson about money that is not taught in school that you would instill in everybody around the world watching right now?
My grandfather was a rancher in Mexico. He was a cattleman. He said, a man that's too proud to pick up a penny is not worth a penny. Be humble enough to appreciate that one penny. I'm walking on the street, I will bend over and pick up the penny because ego is the only thing more powerful than greed.
You built $1 billion brand. What is your best branding advice? What's your
Be
secret?
consistent. Don't try to change things because if you try to please everybody, you're going to please nobody. What does my brand stand for? And very importantly, what it is not. A brand is a promise. A great brand is a promise well kept. Consistency is everything.
Now, Warren Buffett, one of the richest men on planet Earth, says that distribution is the key to everything. You're in every store known to man. What was your secret to getting in every single retail store on the planet?
Hard Knocks. That's the name of your channel, right?
Yeah.
It's literally Hard Knocks. Like I was on a date with my wife and I would ask her before she was my wife, hold on, I need to check into this bodega. And I would sell or try to get the product in the right shelves one at a time. And slowly but surely, you just keep building it.
If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more guiding principle to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
Be kind to every human being. The reason the company is called Kind is I named it after my father. He was a Holocaust survivor. He was in the Dachau concentration camp. American soldiers risked their lives to liberate him. In spite of all of the horrors that he went through, he was kind to everybody, to every human being. That's the very small way what I try to emulate to make this a better world than the way we found it.
You got amazing advice, my friend.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Stay in touch, okay?
Excuse me.
What the hell? What? Test. Why is this not working? Test. You're fucking kidding me. You are fucking joking. Somebody to love. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I guess I just got to start singing. No idea what happened there. But I mean, I think you got the demonstration. What I was saying is you turn on the white light during the day to block the blue light if you're somebody who spends a lot of time on your laptop like me. And then at night, you want to relax a little bit, starting down, you put on the orange light, and it just kind of makes you feel a little bit more sleepy instead of being wide awake looking at a laptop. So if you're somebody like me who works at night sometimes, it's a pretty good feature to have here. So that's Chroma. I just shared the link in both chats there for it. Jack Dorsey was promoting it. And the thing I was saying is they're Bitcoiners. Chroma, Bitcoiners, super high quality products. It costs a little bit more than competitors, but they're super high quality. And they're Bitcoiners. They even have a Nostr account. So that's Chroma. So if you got the money, if you got the funds, little extra cash kicking around, and you care about blocking the blue light from your life, I would suggest Chroma. I've ordered from a couple different companies, and Chroma is the top of the line. And as Bitcoiners, we only settle for the best. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. It just stopped working. Okay, so did we hear any of that then? When I was talking about the kind guy? Anyways, you got a nice view. You got to see the Chroma light in action. And kind of what I was saying there about the guy, the kind guy, the billionaire, is that he, I like that advice. Don't be humble enough to pick up a penny, because you know why? When you think about it this way, as he was talking about that, it's like, okay, so if we're all right now, right? We lost about 30 people there, but that's whatever. Thanks a lot, StreamYard. But anyways, when you think about it that way, when you think about looking after your cents and the dollars will look after themselves, when you think about looking after your sats and the Bitcoin will look after itself, compare a penny and a sat. You might go pick up a penny, and back probably when this guy's grandpa was around, you could pick up a penny and you would feel comfortable that in a couple of years from now, that penny is going to buy the same amount that it does today. But a penny today in 2025, you pick up a penny, in 10 years from now, it's going to be worth 1/100th of it is of what it's worth today. It's only going to keep losing purchasing power. So it's like not worth it, not worth your time. But a sat, on the other hand, you pick up one sat and you hold on to that thing for 100 years, that sat is going to just keep going up in purchasing power. So I think when we think about it with cents, it's a little bit toast now with fiat world that we're in. But you compare that with sats, and you're cooking with fish grease, as Jerry would say. That's the point. Do not take any sats for granted. Every time I send sats from my Lightning Wallet to my cold storage, that's me saying, these are my sats. This is my land here, my land in cyberspace, and nobody's going to fuck with me here. Nobody's going to get it. Larry Fink isn't going to get it. Larry Fink's customers are not going to get it. Justin Trudeau is not going to get these sats. These are mine. And I'm going to keep them. I'm going to protect them, and they're going to keep going up forever. So that's how you need to be thinking about sat accumulation. There is no sat that you should skip over. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. That's my bad. My bad. There was only like 30 messages there. I don't know how I managed to miss all of them. But, you know, it is what it is. Nobody's perfect, right? All right. I see a big zap come in, and I think I saw an associated comment with that. Cypher. Still got to figure out who sent in the 9,000 one. But again, it's up to people here. If they don't want to be if they want to be anonymous, even better. For me, for them, they're missing out on some points here. Cypher. Cypher is on the board. It'd be interesting to see what these points get up to here. Cypher is on the board. I guess we should have these in order probably. Except we have a couple lifetime members who are going to be in the top there. That's what these top spots are for, the lifetime members. So thank you, Cypher, my friend. Appreciate that a lot. Okay, muted, 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 mute, muted, 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 sound. Nice view, but no clue what you're talking about. Sound. Hello, audio, muted. He's dropping knowledge bombs we'll never hear. Said he was trying, but he forgot. Sorry, folks. Zapstream, George. Scotty's going off. Okay, let's check this out. I like to see that. All right, what do we got here? Well, we got 2 people over in Zapstream today. A great use of sats. Oh, look at this. Josh sent in 3,333 sats. Said, forgot to reload the old Lightning wallet this morning. Arn barked twice for solid hydration to getting through Oasis night 2. Is that tonight, Josh? Or was that last night? I'm thinking it was last night. I had a couple friends that were there, actually. I was in Toronto, right? Bands like Oasis don't play around me. Nobody makes the jaunt through the prairies, other than like Kip Moore. Winnipeg gets some decent acts, I guess, but not like the Oasises of the world. All right, so Scotty said he's going off. Samantha, look at that. Samantha's up 1,111 sats. Don't even see a live, just a black screen over here. Well, hopefully you guys are actually watching this on like a different stream and you're just chatting in the Zap stream. All right, so Ballsy Golf is over there, also sees a black screen. Probably knocked the cord out. Ballsy Golfer is there. No way I can hold a sat for 100 years. 99 maybe. Am I invisible? Scotty, fairways and greens. Scotty's a golfer too. Golf is hard. I think Scotty sent the 9K, Letha says. I don't know. Did you, Scotty? Can you confirm? Because I want to add them to the leaderboard. Check the sound. Yep. I'm sorry. Everybody, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Whew, that was tough. That was tough. Went on for a while. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. I tend to do that. Thanks a lot, Chroma. Cost me the show today. Tech got you confused. Yeah. It's hard to, I mean, especially when you're live and there's people like 1,000 messages saying you're a muted dipshit. Thought my headphones died. Do not have Chrome. I just sit in the dark all day with my devices. Well, I mean, you don't really want to do that, Samantha. That seems like a bad idea. All right, I'm wondering what caused that, but I think we're back, right? We're back. Like the sound is clear. Look at this. Max says, stay humble, pick up cents, transform them into sats. Nice. Nacho Marialis. Nacho. Love that. If that's your real name, you're my new favorite person. Nacho Morales. Greetings from Spain. Absolutely love that. Thanks, Scotty sent the 9K. Well, we can't We don't have evidence of that yet, Letha. Nav bought 5.4 million sats last night, was on the fence, but decided to pull the trigger. Damn, that's one hell of a decision, Nav. I guarantee you will not spend 1 second of your life regretting that decision. All right, Scotty says, the man is sucking zaps out of me. Yes, that was me, double 99. Scotty's on the board. I called it. That was my first guess. Scotty's on the board. Scotty boy. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that, man. Peg City. You from Peg City? Wizard of Ox? No way. No freaking way. Although I know that there are some people from Manitoba who watch the show. Never hear from them, but I know that they watch. So if you're watching this in sneaky from Manitoba, hey, just say hi, just say hi. Okay, well, we got 29 more things to get through here, folks. So strap in. Strap the hell in. All right. All righty. Where was I here? Damn. I just saw some good news in my email. That gets you going. That gets a guy going. Good news is always good. All right. What else should we look at here? Okay, let's look at this. I want you guys and girls to take a look at this chart. I'm going to bring it up here, big screen. All right, ready? I want you to look at this chart, and I want you to tell me what you notice. The first thing that you notice here. First thing. Ready? This is the Bitcoin in US dollars total percent returns for the last 15 years. Tell me the first thing that you notice. Do 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 do. Hey, Arnie's here. I didn't even notice. What's the first thing you notice? There's a couple things here, actually. But what's the thing that really stands out? There it is. August and September are cooked months. The only 2 months of the year, in fact, where we have a negative return. August 0.8, negative 0.8%, and September's negative 4.84%. So when we're thinking about this, I mean, we hit a new all-time high in August this year. New all-time high in August. So to me, so when were the halvings here? We had 2024 halving. We had 2020 halving. We had 2016 halving. So if we look at the year after, the 2016 halving, and that's kind of what everybody's comparing this to right now. Everybody's saying this feels like 2017 again, just based on the charts. I'm not a chart guy myself, but based on the charts, they say 2017 is the closest thing we have to right now. And that also happens to be a year where we had a 1,420% increase. And if you look at the last 3 months there, that's a pretty big chunk of that, right? Compounded. It's not all these percentages added up. It's the total return for the year. 1,420% return. So you get 52, 51, and 49 in the last 3 months, October, November, December. And so, again, I'm not saying that we're going to have the exact same thing here, but just to kind of like, it makes sense that we're kind of chopping right now. We hit a new all-time high in August, which historically here, August has been the second worst month performance-wise. And we hit an all-time high in August. So kind of why I wanted to show this is like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the ability to exchange fiat for cheap sats, because I don't think it's going to be here very much longer. And so if you have any sort of like sadness in your life right now because the price of Bitcoin is going down, just understand where we are. Understand that we have, a couple, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, I don't know. But at some point here, this thing's going to rip. And when it rips, we're going to wish that we were here again today and we were able to trade $1 for 800 and some sats. So just remember this. Remember this chart. Take a little screenshot of this in your mind. And I think we're probably going to do better in September, October, November, December, and into 2026. And then when you look at it this way as well, this is another good way to look at it. So this says Bitcoin's clearly dead. Pack your bags, folks. It's over. Sell everything before it's going to zero. So this is a chart of Bitcoin. Pretty sharp crash here that we've seen. This is the last couple of days. It just looks horrendous on a chart. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We're still up. We're still up significantly. In fact, we're up 1,000,000% all time. 1,000,000%. That's why. I mean, everything, I guess. No, I wouldn't say everything, but a lot of things. But yeah. So that's the chart for Bitcoin. It looks ugly, but it's it's what we got. Wanted to share this too while we're looking at graphics. So this I found on Nostr as well. And I think this is a good reminder for people why we're here, the difference between Bitcoiners and the rat race. It says go to college in fiat and find a job in the Bitcoin path. Or the other thing I would say to that is create a job. Create your own thing. Build a business. Find a job, stack sats. Pay off debt, hodl. Climb the ladder, stack sats. 2 weeks vacation, hodl. Repeat for 50 years, repeat for 10 years. The end, the beginning. It's a good reminder. Like I'm kind of guilty of this myself sometimes, and I'm sure everybody here is as well, maybe even more so. The people who maybe just showed up in 2024, 2025. But I'm guilty of this myself, where I look at, other Bitcoiners, what they're doing, Bitcoiners flying around the world to different conferences, different events. And I just have to remind myself that the only reason why they're in that position is because they've been here longer than me. They put in more work than I have. They've put in more proof of work within Bitcoin. They've held longer. They've owned the asset longer. They've stored their time and energy in Bitcoin longer than I have. And so the only difference between them and me is time. So just remember that. Somebody who you might look at, maybe they've been here for 8 years now, and you've been here for maybe 2 years, and you're like, oh shit, this guy goes to all these different conferences. He's doing this, he's buying that, he's whatever. The only difference between you and him or her is time. So just keep that in mind, because at some point here, and that's the thing that I really liked about this is this part, the end. The end, when you go to work for your entire life and you get half your fucking paycheck comes out of, it doesn't even touch your bank account. That's where we are today. That's the crazy world that we live in, is you get paid, and before that money even goes into your bank account, it goes to the government. Sickening. But anyways, you work for 40 years, as Jerry says, you get the 4-year, what is it? 4x4? 40 years. I don't even know what it is. You get to watch. But it's true. And then you retire. And you retire and you're 70 years old or 80 years old. And you think that that's when life is going to start for you, because you worked all these years and you get to retire finally. But is that what you want? Does that seem like an ideal life? Or would you rather do it stack, work, do it for 10 years, and that's the beginning of the rest of your life? Seems like a pretty good trade-off to me. And I know we live in a world where everybody wants something today. And that's why it's so hard to build a business, because it takes time. It takes a lot of work. And you're going to do a lot of work and you're not going to get paid fuck all for it. Everybody wants rewards immediately after they do work, but that's just not how it is. And if you take whatever you earn and you put it into Bitcoin, you don't have to do it for very long. You can if you choose to, but you don't have to. So I really like thinking about it this way. And I think the 10 years is kind of a good timeline. You work your ass off for 10 years, you build a few things. I like the, I think it was American Hodl last night, actually. He said 30% of your wealth should be in real estate, 30% of it should be in gold, and 30% of it should be in your business, 33%. And now I think he said it was from the Bible. I don't know. I can't verify that myself. But he said, replace gold with Bitcoin and you got it made. And that's true. You find a nice piece of land somewhere. You build a house, you buy a house. That's your real estate portion. You build a business. And the reason why you build a business is because there's going to be ups and downs in Bitcoin, right? Like I'm fully expecting at some point, even though I say on the show that I don't think there's going to be any more bear markets, you still have to prepare for it, because I could be very wrong. And there could be something happen in the future here that I have no idea, that I can't foresee. We call them black swan events. And so even though I don't think that's going to happen, there is definitely a chance that it could happen. And so I'm already starting to prepare for that in my mind and in my finances. So with that, that's why I like the idea of having a third of your wealth in a business, because when that happens and when the price of Bitcoin crashes and all of a sudden all of our purchasing power has decreased by half, when you have a business, you still got money coming in, whatever it is, fiat, energy-backed money, whatever it is, you're still going to have that coming in because you have a business that's earning you money. And you don't even have to turn it into like a public company or like a worldwide global thing. Just start doing something that you enjoy and that people get value from, and you can create a pretty good life out of that. So you got 30% your house, 30% your Bitcoin, and 30% your business. I like that. Which also means another component of that is that if you think about it that way, third, and all of a sudden your Bitcoin jumps to 70% of your wealth, and you got like 10% in your house, 10% in your business, and 80% in Bitcoin because Bitcoin shot up. To me, what I would do is I would either lend against some Bitcoin and invest in fix up my house, buy more land, or expand my business, invest back in my business. So I think I'm actually going to use that principle going forward just to kind of guide my decisions, because you don't want to be too invested in one thing. Even though it is Bitcoin and we think and we, it's pretty much inevitable at this point that Bitcoin's going to be around for the next 1,000 years probably. But you still have to be ready for other things to happen. You have to be ready for drops, crashes, bear markets. And when you kind of spread yourself around there, the house is one thing, like, whatever, but the business part of that is important. And if you're somebody who has a 9-to-5 job today and you're bored, I hate to break it to you, but you're probably going to be replaced here very soon. So you should start thinking about this. Today is a good time to start thinking about this. So that's the fiat race versus the Bitcoin path. All right, Todd, hopefully you received a DCA 2718. Oh, there it is. Wow, I missed that. Yes, I did. Thank you, Todd. Let's bring that up quickly here before we proceed. August 26th today. All right, so what do we have here? We had 2725, 2727, and 2718. So 2718 is the low. And that was from Todd. And we had, Who was the other one here? Cypher. Cypher's big dogging today. Fatty and a coffee. Cypher's got the crown today so far, and Duncan, of course. Our guy Duncan. I saw your message today, Duncan, or I saw part of it anyways. I hope you're feeling better, buddy. We've been missing you around here. All right, so thank you. And the Zap King of yesterday. We need to make these a little bit spread out. Was Gray. Gray was the champ. 15,410. Our guy Gray. Thank you, Gray. So this was actually the 22nd. We don't need a question mark there anymore. And we didn't have a show on the 21st. So there we go. And then the 26th today so far, I think, is Cypher. 10,000 plus. What was that? What did I say it was? 2718 so far. So that's the Zap King today. August has been pretty spread out. Wow. And we don't have many days left, actually. So Josh cleaned up July. But so far in August, we're pretty close here. We had Cedar Sats with 1. We got Josh with 1. We got Conrad with 1. Letha has 3. Sats and Sunsets has 1. Solar Satoshis has 1. Todd has 2. This was Cypher. So right now, Letha's in the lead with 2. Todd in second with 3. Ian had 1. And Crumble had 1. And Gray had 1. So we got how many days left here? 3 days. So Letha, it's between Letha and Todd, but somebody could also sneak in from the left field here. And if it's a tiebreaker, we're going to do total sats zapped. How about that? I like that. Oh, wow. What just happened there? Scotty boy. Was that Scotty again? Scotty's looking for the crown, it looks like. Scotty, confirm that was you. Confirm that was you. Gray says, Emily helped settle the province of New France, Canada, and provide for the spread of the Holy Catholic faith. Oh, 1541. That was Gray as well today. Thank you, Gray. Thank you, my friend. Have a great day, Jordan, folks. Thanks for stopping in today, Gray. Appreciate it, my friend. Rocket Race here. Hello, Bitcoin Wizard. I'm not a Bitcoin wizard. I'm just a Bitcoin dude. 2025 has a lot of work to do. Yes, it does. That's a good point there. Year-over-yearly return has been mostly green. Yes. Changing my name to Nacho 99. Yes, followed by October and Moonbember. True. Solar Satoshi says, I saw someone in a forum say there's always a dump timber before Pumptober. True. Very true. Bigger picture, yes. Metaplan is going to 100x my wealth within 2 years. Maybe. Maybe not, though, too. 0% in real estate and gold. I mean, I don't agree with that because, you know, I hate the phrase of own nothing and be happy. And we're seeing that play out a lot nowadays. It's becoming more and more clear of what their intentions were there and why they don't want anybody to own anything. Nice thing about Bitcoin, though, is the only asset that you can truly own. So I think that everybody should have a house. Everybody will have a house eventually here. I don't know when it'll take. But, okay, we got some stuff going on here. I'm going to have to do some math here right away. But yeah, I think that you should have your own house. As long as you're going to be there for a while, I think that it's definitely worth getting a house. And probably today, if you're like, I might buy a new house, I might continue to rent. If that's your thoughts, then definitely rent. But if you're like, oh man, this is my dream property here, I'm going to be here for the next 20 years. I want to build my citadel here. Pull the fucking trigger. Or wait 10 years and buy it from somebody for 500,000 sats. Either way. But then you're going to waste 10 years of your life. So that's the trade-off there from the Bible. All right. Wow, rocket race, 0% real estate, 0% gold, 100% Metaplanet. That's bad. That's a bad strategy, my friend. That's a bad strategy. I personally, I would rather hold gold than Metaplanet. If I had two options and they said, Jory, you get to choose between gold. You can't own Bitcoin. You can only own gold or Metaplanet. I would choose gold. Maybe like 10% Metaplanet, but 90% gold. Yeah, you can't self-custody Metaplanet. Exactly. Forrest says he has 2% Metaplanet. Yeah, 2%, not 100. Gray the man. Yes, Gray is the man. Pick me. All right, it was Scotty. Wow. Scotty boy. The man to beat today. So we're going to get 999 plus 999. The nines are coming out today from Scotty. Sorry, Cypher. Not sorry. I appreciate it. So there we go. Scotty's in the lead right now. Thank you, Scotty. You can't own your own home. I mean, yeah, you're technically correct. But like, you can, right? I know what you're saying, and I fully agree. Like, Bitcoin is the only asset that you can truly own. I agree with that. But you still can have property to it or have title. Oh, a rare bark from Arnie. What's up, Arn? Rare bark from Arnie. Oh, Scotty said the other apps don't count. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Just in case somebody tries to outdo you, we should count those. It's a good point. How many have you sent? Probably 5 or 6. There you go, Scotty boy. More MicroStrategy today. More what? Like you bought some or they bought more Bitcoin? What a time to buy strategy right now. Dream property costs 50 mil. Well, it'll go down. It'll go down. 891. What's that mean? That's your total today? Okay. I trust you. What's going on here, Scotty? Trying to start a Zap war? Cypher. All right, we're gonna trust. I'll verify quickly here. We can't, because that's the rules. You can't just trust. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Yeah. Sounds right. 9 times 99, 891. We'll go with it. Wonder what Arnie was barking about. Yeah, me too. I'm a little bit concerned right now, but we're not going to stop the show. Imagine if somebody broke into the house while we were on a live stream. That'd be freaky. I should almost have like a life alert thing here. That's probably pretty extreme. Good luck. You want to come to my house? You can. No, actually, don't come to my house because Arnie's here. I don't want to put Arnie in any danger. But you definitely won't get a whole lot of Bitcoin from me if you came to my house. And it's going to be harder to get soon here too as well. We're beefing things up. Have to. We got to beef. Bitcoin Nurse says 50% S&P forced ownership and 50% Bitcoin. 100% Bitcoin allocation incoming. Forced ownership? Why forced ownership? What is is that like for your retirement fund or something? Baltimore strategy. Good man. It's a good play. It's a good play. Todd 777. Holy man. Tuesdays are my favorite. I used to hate Tuesdays, but I love Tuesdays now. There's always so much to talk about. Especially a day like today when the sun's shining. I'm going to play a little golf today, I think, again, because summer's ending. It's going to be snow here soon. And I got a couple big matches coming up for the Bitcoin Golf Tour. So I need to be prepared. I had my best round. We played 6 matches so far in the Bitcoin Golf Tour. and I've played one good one. One. Got pretty drunk in another one, so I was playing okay. But yeah, she's been rough. So I'm trying to dial things in a little bit to not look like a fool on the internet. Todd. Okay, so 777. Where did that go to, Todd? My man. Arnie's done well today, I guess. Arnie, the key is just showing up for work. Not that hard. Oh, there it is. So we got 777 from Todd and then a DCA of 2718. Yes, thank you, Todd. So I'm going to add some, sorry, I don't really want to take up the whole show with this, but yeah, we'll keep her going here. I've got a couple more things to talk about before we end things. Canadians aren't allowed to defend our houses, apparently. Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. But, you know, what would you rather be, Wizard of Ox? Dead or in jail? I know it's not like a good option, but me personally, Tuesday. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Okay, we got 37 people over there in Rumble, and we got 31 people who have liked it. Let's try to get 1-to-1 today. This might be the first time we can ever do it. And the viewership is low enough where we might actually be able to do it. Let's get 1-to-1 today. Let today be our day. All right, so this was, we've kind of talked about some good stuff here. This one's a little bit dark. A little bit of dark news. But this is what the show is supposed to be about today. So we have to cover it. So it says verified developers are coming to the Google Play Store. So the nice thing about the Androids, the reason why I got an Android is because you can pretty much download anything you want to. Like if you go to GitHub, I don't know how this affects that, but it seems like it's not a good thing. But it says, yes, this even applies to side loading applications, which to me, I don't know what the actual meaning of that is. Maybe I should look that up. But to me, that suggests that you can't download is it APK files, or I forget what it is. APK? So I think that's side loading. Side loading will still technically be allowed, but only if the app comes from a verified developer. Side loading apps from unverified developers will be blocked on certified Android devices and operating systems, regardless of how you obtain the APK. So yeah, I guess I was right there. It seems the only way to install apps from the Zap Store in the future might be to run a custom ROM, such as Graphene, etc. Starting in 2026, select countries, Android apps must first be registered to a verified developer in order to be... Where was that? Yeah, pretty scary stuff here, folks. Pretty scary. And you know what? I hate to break it to you, but it's going to get worse. As the central entities lose grip of their power, they're going to become more and more desperate. And they're going to move fast because they have to, as fast as they can possibly move anyways. I know they're fat and slow and bloated, but they are going to move as fast as they possibly can. And so what you need to be doing today is you need to be taking steps in your own life and becoming more private and exploring things like Graphene and why you need it, and Linux. That's kind of the next on my agenda. Last year, my main objective was to start running my own node, and I did. This year, I want to get my own phone, like a Graphene phone, and my own Linux operating system that I don't need to worry about this fucking bullshit. Because if you wait, you're going to wait too long. And by the time you go to do something about it, it's going to be too late. So I don't want to turn this into a promotion, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. But if you do need help, there are people at Bitcoin Citadel that can help you set up a privacy phone. Kind of our whole thing at Bitcoin Citadel is to become more sovereign. We're not in it for the accolades. We're not trying to have the most customers. We don't have any sort of requirements for like amount of time you have to buy with us. We're not trying to screw anybody over here. We're trying to help people become more sovereign. That's it. And when we're talking about branding and paying attention to our brand and our message, that's what we want to be known for. How can I want this to scroll. I want that to be a scrolling one. Does that work? There we go. BitcoinCitadel.net. So if you want to get ahead of things here, if you want to be free to do whatever you want on your phone and start becoming part of the sovereign story that we're playing out, go to BitcoinCitadel.net, and there's information on privacy phones in there. So there's somebody, not me, I'm going to be getting help from somebody else, but there are some people within Bitcoin Citadel who can help you with privacy phone, which is going to be very, very, very important as we head into this dystopia that they're trying to create here. But some cool things. I thought this was kind of cool to see. Two things here. So this is from the Yorkshire Lass. So shout out to the people in Yorkshire. It says, Big Brother loses his sight. England is on the verge of shutting down the World Economic Forum's 15-minute cities program after almost all the cameras were destroyed and 50,000 people refused to pay the fines. Cameras cannot be protected if the police refuse to take action. The courts are not in a position to convict so many people. I mean, this is the power that we have. It's like that meme where it says, we have the power, you just have to stand up. And there's this group of elites standing around a table, putting their blocks in place. And all you got to do is stand up and flip their fucking table. Truly. People really underestimate how much power they have just by refusing to comply. So my favorite line of this is, the courts are not in a position to convict so many people. Think about it. Just do the math. It's very similar to Bitcoin. Very objective math. If there's that many people who are refusing to comply with whatever they want to roll out here, don't comply. All city cameras have been destroyed. Cheers to the Blade Runners. The activist group has neutralized 90% of the cameras installed under a zero emission scheme that penalizes vehicles that fail to meet standards. Could you imagine? Just imagine 20 years ago, and they're like, there's going to be cameras around the city that give you a fine if your car isn't up to the environmental standards, the zero emission scheme. So I don't know the accuracy of this in terms of like all the cameras have been destroyed, 90% of them have been neutralized. I don't know if that's true, but either way, the point is that if you actually just say no and you refuse to comply, they can't do a damn thing about it. If there's enough people willing to do that, and that's why I titled the show today, you're going to need some balls and some Bitcoin. So then if we go to the next one here, I got to make sure that I have my, the not the full screen on, just the tab so we can listen to volume. Although, yeah, the volume is good in this one. The volume is good. So Brave tab, there it is. All right, so here's one of the Blade Runners, I think. Look at all these zaps. 420, 210, 77, 42, 42. 995 zaps, sats for this one. Love Nostr. It's the only platform where you can actually get paid permissionless money in Bitcoin to share things. So this is the video. Blade Runner.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man does. Timber! See you fucking later. There you go. Didn't last very long, did it, folks? Didn't last very long at all. See you fucking later. You Les, down on the deck. Have some of that. Boys ain't messing around here. Boys ain't messing around here. Yeah. Have some of that. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man does.
Absolutely love that. It's funny. As I was watching that, there's a guy in the Living in the Future community named Dan. Shout out Dan, one of my favorite guys. I haven't heard from him too much lately, but I know he's still around. So Dan, I don't know if you're going to watch this or if you've only been watching the clips, but anyways, that's who I thought of. That voice, very similar to Dan. Dan's from Ireland too. And I don't know if it was, but it just it reminded me of Dan sent me videos before I've heard him speak and how he talks. And that really reminded me of Dan. So yeah, I mean, that's what's got to be done. Am I? Oh yeah. Okay. I thought my audio maybe cut out again. That's the kind of shit that needs to be done. What else do we have here? Google Play Store, cutting down the camera, LinkedIn. Oh, we got quite a bit. We got through everything today. I didn't have 30, but we had a lot. But here's another one, another example of what's coming here for everybody. Charlie over on Noster says, this is ridiculous. LinkedIn can go fuck themselves. We cannot allow KYC on the internet. This will usher in a state of permanent surveillance, censorship, and control. That's why I'm on Noster. Imagine that. You need to take a selfie, a live selfie to use LinkedIn. I'm so glad. One of the best decisions that I ever made was leaving LinkedIn. Best decision of my life. Well, one of them. Joining Noster, buying Bitcoin, deleting LinkedIn. So I fully support that message. LinkedIn can go fuck themselves. Scotty says, no wars, only peace. Good man. Good man, Scotty boy. Have to resign to cash out, and that's coming soon. Nice. That a boy. Nav says, or girl, but that's it. Nav says, why would you put that high percentage of net worth into an asset that isn't yours? Talking a house? I mean, okay, so let's look at it this way then, Nav. Let's change things to be a third. Instead of a third, we're going to do 80-20. So 80% of it should be in Bitcoin and your business, and 20% of it should be in your house. Because I feel like, yes, even though you can't own your house, I know that, you still live in it. It's still where you spend your time. That's where you sleep. That's where you build memories. You can, a good house, there's a big difference between a good house and a bad house, in my opinion, and your overall experience in life. So with that in mind, even if you say, yeah, you can't own your house, George, don't buy a house. It's like, even at that point, you still own 80% of your assets. And I would say that you still can own a house. Like, I know what you're saying, but the reality of the government coming here and saying, sorry, George, you got to leave. Maybe, but then I still have 80% of my wealth. And I think that trade-off there of like the odds of that happening are probably pretty low. But the trade-off there is I get to live in a place that I love. So I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Tough life holding up the Zap stream. Yeah, Scotty, you've been the only one in there, I think, all day today. And Letha Zap 99 sats in honor of Scotty. Letha said, first time 99, changing my name to Letha 99. Oh, I love that. Absolute legends over there. Scotty, Letha, Ballsy Golf. I don't know if Josh is still there or not. Matt said he rotated out of GME. Good decision. And into CEP. Nice. That's a good play, man. GameStop's really fumbling. And I'm pretty bullish on CEP myself. I've got to get rid of Google. My whole house is integrated with Google. Yeah. And here's the thing, Bitcoiners. This is kind of the point that I wanted to make today. Is that it's going to take time. And you have to be aware of that. It's just like within Bitcoin. Your Bitcoin's security. It's going to take time. But you just take one small step at a time. And you improve. That's it. You compound it. Same as anything. It's the same as Going to the gym, it's the same as building relationships. It's the same as securing your Bitcoin. It's the same as increasing your privacy. You can't do everything at once. You're going to drive yourself crazy if you try to do too much too quickly. So you just kind of take it slow. You know your direction, you know the steps you got to take, and you take those steps. And as we know, action cures fear. So you have to take action. Next 15 years are going to be hell. Hopefully it's not 15 years. Cypher says, I started looking into privacy phones. It might be the way to go in the future. Just have to increase privacy. Yes. Might go graphene like Forbes was talking about. I'm going down the same road myself. I recommend Linux Fedora if you're switching to Linux. Very user-friendly. I don't miss Windows at all. All right, Linux Fedora. Thank you, my friend. I think it's worth checking out Graphene. Tired of PC and Apple and Google. Been looking at Linux computers and privacy phones. Hey, Adam's here. Good morning, Adam. Adam and/or Lori. Sketchucation says, look up the ULEZ Blade Runners. Those lads chopped down those cameras that same day. Nice. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. I think America may need to help Britain clean up their country. Britain is going to have their own British Revolution. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if the Brits did have another revolution. They've been known to. And they seem like the type of people that would. Canada, I'm not overly convinced. You know, but we got enough Bitcoiners here in Canada. We might be able to make something this place. In Australia, want to tax your spare bedroom. Yeah, they want taxes because they're getting desperate, man. Laws only apply to you if you believe they do. Leave that up for a second. Leave that one up there for a second, for sure. All right, so Todd. Oh, wrong one here. Jeez Louise. I'm everywhere. I'm just clicking like a mofo here. All right, we got to add a couple here. So Scotty Boy's got 2 points now. We got to move him up. And we got to add one for Todd here. So these are the biggest supporters of the channel as of yesterday. We don't have a whole lot of track record here, but these are the most supportive people here. Adam says, I didn't believe that people would wear a face diaper, but I was the only person walking around with that one. Yeah, I don't know how many times I was asked to leave establishments. I got kicked out of the strippers one time. You want a funny story? I got kicked out of the strippers one time because they were trying to make me wear a mask. And I said, well, I'm not wearing a mask. I think even the strippers were wearing masks. And they're like, well, you got to go then. I'm like, okay, I was just hammered. Just left. It's like I'm going to miss that. You're going to make me put a mask on so I can stay and look at these goblins on the stage? No, I'm good. I'm good. Smash all the count. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin bounties. That's a good idea, and it might come. Duncan says, love hearing a British accent on the show. Mine is worse than that. I love that. I love that accent. Think 1 to 5% in your house. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe it depends how high Bitcoin goes. I would say that my house, I'm not going to talk too much. I got to shut up. If I had 100 million in Bitcoin, I'm not going to buy a $20 million home. I would. I could make some sick. I could build a sick house on this property for 20 mil. Because what are you going to do with the other 80 mil? What else are you going to do? I would definitely buy a $20 million home if I had 100 mil worth of purchasing power. Scotty says, sorry, Jerry, sats might be slow tomorrow. Oh, man, that's funny stuff. All right. Max, I wish you were on Rumble, man. I'm not going to force you over there, but I wish you were on Rumble. Thoughts on Starlink as an ISP? I'm looking into Starlink. Thanks to Duncan. A mask of the Rippers. Yes, I know. Strippers with masks on, very strange. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of girls at that time who like loved the mask because that's usually how I knew. Because there was about a year and a half here in Canada where everybody had masks on, and all the dipshits, anyways, all the pussies. Man, this might be the end of the. I might go. Nah, I'm not going to say it. Need to shut up. But what was I saying there? Yeah, there was a time where if a girl was wearing a mask still, I just assumed they were ugly. Because, you know, there's ugly girls usually wear big sunglasses or a mask. Mask was like their saving grace. They're like, oh man, I can put a mask on and cover my ugly face. No problem. Happy to comply. So it was the ugly people who really benefited from COVID. Bro, did you just say you were shit-faced at a strip club and got kicked out for not wearing a mask? Yes. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Maybe Bitcoiners should band together and buy our own island country. That would be dope. I agree, man. That's what I was saying at the start of the show today. HOA added to those cameras. Oh, HOA added those cameras to our neighborhood to prevent crime. Wow. And that's in Colorado. Colorado is a pretty liberal state, isn't it, Adam? I mean, liberal by name. I think that it's probably more red if you actually ask people. But anyways, we got to get better strippers too. That's true. And Bitcoin might make strippers great again. Does Bitcoin fix that? Possibly. Now, it might actually go the other way. It might make things worse because most Bitcoiners aren't hanging out at strip clubs, and they're the ones who have the real wealth, and everybody else is going to be hanging out at the strip clubs, and they're still throwing around $5 bills. So it might actually go the opposite way in stripperland. Ugly mask people. Yeah, it's true. If you were wearing a mask, I just assume you're ugly. God, you're really ripping on the ugly strippers. No. I'm not talking about the strippers. I'm talking about just like everyday people at the grocery store, walking down the street. If you had a mask on, I just assume that you're ugly because there's no reason to be wearing one. So Colorado is California light. Yeah. Make strippers great again. Yes. Very liberal. Oh, we got another guy from Colorado. Small town of red survive. Too many transplants. Yeah, fair. Probably from California or what? Okay, well, we got to do one last. Oh, I think Scotty sent in another 99 sat, so we got to add to his. Scotty is the king for today so far. Shout out to Letha. Shout out to Letha and who else? Oh no, sorry, that was Letha. No, never mind. Shout out to Letha and Todd. I think they're in the top 2 spots right now for the month, and we only got a couple days left. Okay, well, we're way over 2 hours today, but I knew it was going to be a longer show. So should we wrap things up? I think so. I kind of got to go to the bathroom. Strippers will want zaps. That's true. It's a good point. They will. How would that work though? Because I feel like there's something to like there's a social part of like throwing a $20 bill on the stage. But zaps, I don't know. You know what would be cool if they had like a QR code on the stage and you could like. So if they had a QR code on stage, you could like go stand up and scan the QR code, and then maybe they have like a big screen that shows like the top zappers of the night. And it would be like you go and scan the QR code, and then you put in like your name as guy with red hat, And then it shows up on screen. Guy with red hat just zapped 100 sats. Could work. Maybe we'll have a Bitcoin. And we're pretty off the rails right now. This is usually why I like keeping my shows under 2 hours, because shit like this happens. What would the name if we had a Bitcoin strip club? And let's go down the same road we started on. If we have our own town, we would have our own strip club. What would the strip club be called? I don't know if you'd want Bitcoin. It was something to do with sats, I think. Whoever thinks of the best name is going to get a zap from Arnie. Hey, Arn, you good with that? Yeah, he's good with that. So whoever thinks of the best name for a strip club in our Bitcoiners town, our Citadel, is going to get his little zap from Arnie boy. What a good boy. Solar Satoshi says, Jordan, we would be best friends. I think this is why I listen to you most out of any other person on the internet. Well, I'm glad, because you know, I'm not for everybody. I mean, that's I look at other people who like talk about the same kind of stuff that I talk about, and they might have, 40,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. And it's like, I know I'll never get to that point, because I just, I don't really care for it. It's not why we're here. So I kind of use shows like this to filter people out, and I can see people leaving already, and that's fine. Like if you're not into this kind of talk, like zapping strippers, then do we really even care? No. 20 million home when you have 100 million is risky when your home can be taken from you. Now, you're killing me here. You're a buzzkill today. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. That's the point I'm trying to make. Scotty says, Zapstream died for me. Well, I mean, you lasted pretty long in there, man. I'm sorry, but I hate that state and refuse to enter Colorado. It's a nice state. I've been through there before. I'm a big fan. But yeah, we would move, but where do we go? Portugal. That's the new plan, Adam. Portugal or Indonesia. Maybe somewhere in the U.S. too. I wouldn't be against somewhere in the U.S. Living somewhere in the U.S. for a while and then going to Portugal for maybe a month every year, do like a little retreat. We'll be able to do it. QR code on their butt. And Letha says, that's what I was going to say, Gender. Wow. Yeah, I mean, tattoos on their butt of their QR code. That'd be wild. Electric ball. This is good stuff. I said this yesterday. Bitcoin will change stripping in the industry. Nice. You got to have fun once in a while. We had a pretty dark week last week, so we're back. Bits and tits. That's a good one. Okay, we're going to keep these names because it's going to play out. Bits and that's a good one. Lickety splits. I like that one as well. But it's not really that Bitcoiny, is it? Lickety splits reminds me of an ice cream shop. Enter with sats, get fake money to throw. That's also a good idea. Also a good idea. Enter with Bitcoin, and then you get fake money to throw at the strippers. I like that one. Sats on your face. Wow. Hard assets. I like that one. That's a good one, Scotty. Hard assets. Asses and sats. Also a good one. BTC boobs. Sextoshi. Biddies and titties. That's a solid one, Samantha. Biddies and titties. All right. No wonder nobody takes the 88 Sats radio channel seriously. No wonder I don't get invited to any conferences to speak. They'd probably be afraid that we're going to start talking about bits and tits. Sats for sleuths. Mikkel would like that one. I don't know if Mikkel's here today, but he would like that one. Oh, man, that is good stuff. Zap Trap. Not bad. Zap Trap. I would say the top three would be Zap Trap, Bits and Tit. Actually, I kind of like Bitties and Titties. And Hard Assets. Those would be my top 3. How do we vote, though? I'm going to send all 3, actually. We'll get a zap from Arnie for all 3 of those. We're going to have an 88 sat strip club before GTA 6. Yeah, you never know. Okay, so Zap Trap, that was Sketchucation. So if you don't mind, if you're still here, put your Lightning address in the chat, just like the first part of it. If you got like a speed address, put the first part. Biddies and Titties, who is that one? Samantha? So we got Biddies and Titties. We got the Zap Trap. Samantha, and we had Hard Assets. I think that was Scotty Boy. Yep. Scotty Boy. So Arnie said that he would zap you guys for your win today. Shani. I'm not going to say that one. I do have a limit to what I will say. But, you know, just like on Maple Bitcoin, if you send in 10,000 sats, I'll say whatever you want. Okay, well, Shani zapped 99. He said... I can't do it. Actually, you know what? I want to say a big shout out here at this time of the show. I don't know if anybody's going to get to this part of the show 2.5 hours in, but big shout out to Cedar Sats, because I don't know if he's watching right now or not, but I know for a fact that he's going to love this last part of the show today. And I might even message him and just make sure that he watches it. But it could be good if he just kind of organically stumbles across it. So I'll maybe revisit that in a couple of days. If I don't hear from him, then I'll reach out and say, Cedar Sats, you got to watch the last half hour of Tuesday's show. He would love it. All right. So we get some good ones here. I mean, off by a few letters. Damn. Which one did you have? Yeah. I mean, I like that one. I'm going to give Wizard of Ox one too, because that was the original one. I like this version better, but you kind of came up with the original idea there. So Wizard of Ox, I'll give you that one. So if you are Sketchucation, Wizard of Ox, Samantha, or Scotty, put your Lightning address in the chat and I'll get Arnie to send you some sats. Shani sent in 99. Thank you, Shani. All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up here. We've gone too far. We've gone too far. So here's what I'm going to tell you. The whoever gets the Zap King or Queen this month in August, so far it's between Letha and Todd, although people have a chance still. Even someone to be with one, they still have a chance. But this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a nice Maple Bitcoin t-shirt. This is my favorite t-shirt by far. So comfy. It's like a Lululemon except better. So this is what Josh is going to, I didn't mean to give away the surprise, but this is what Josh is going to get for July. And whoever wins August is going to get either a t-shirt or a hoodie. You're going to get to decide. So that's going to be announced in a couple days from now. Probably Friday we'll do it. Although I might not be here Friday. So anyways, we're going to go. So big shout out. I want to say a huge shout out today for Sats and Sunsets, who sent in a $10 rant. Fiat Zap, which helps the channel a lot. 38. Oh man, we didn't hit 1-to-1 on Rumble. Rumble, if you're watching, thank you. Big shout out to Sats and Sunsets. Shout out to Letha. And Duncan also over on Rumble sent in a rant. We're trying to take steps. We're trying to take steps away from the Googles. And I don't even like saying this because I get in trouble. But you know what I'm saying here. We're trying to take steps away from what you're watching this on right now. We're trying to move to Nostr. We're trying to move to Rumble. And so these small actions like $1, $2, $10, watching over on there, it helps. And from what I hear, they're actually rolling out a new wallet, a Lightning wallet, Rumble wallet, in Q3 or 4 this year. and they're going to be using Spark, which I'm actually doing some research on right now, trying to figure out what Spark is, what ARC is. And I'm going to be talking about those on 365 days coming up. So that's what I would say. Take 1 minute of your life today. Head over here. Join us tomorrow there. And it's just part of it. It's part of it. Okay, so Samantha Nakamoto at Speed. Nakamoto at Speed. Okay, I'm going to give that a shot. Rich O'Brien at Speed. Okay. Rich O'Brien at Speed. And Scott. Oh, Speed is just Scotty before the ad. Wow. That's a nice one to claim, Scotty. Scotty at Speed. All right, so the only one I'm missing here is who? Who was it? Oh, Wizard Vox. Okay. Hey, there's Adam over on Rumble. Love that. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. These last 2 days have been awesome. I very much appreciate it. Everybody here. Whether you're zapping, whether you're sending in fiat zaps, whether you're commenting, liking the channel, it all helps. It all compounds. And, you know, it might not seem like a whole lot either way, but it is. It really means the world to me. And, you know, the cool thing about getting to talk to people, like I shared my value for value Calendly link earlier in the show. And the cool thing about talking to people is just, you know, hearing them say how much the show means to them. And I'm not trying to like pump my own tires here at all, because I literally just sit here with Arnie in the background and talk about whatever comes next into my brain. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we are having a lot of fun here. We are making a difference with this channel. And the reason why this channel exists is because of people like you. Because without people like you, I would not be able to do this. I wouldn't. Straight up. Or I would have to take on sponsors. And then I wouldn't be able to talk about Bitcoin strip clubs. So I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Thank you for these last 2 days. It definitely has helped in a lot of ways. And I appreciate you. So take steps every single day. Increase your Bitcoin security. Increase your privacy. Grow your skills, become more valuable, and add as much value as you can to this world. And eventually, it will return. It will. And I'm living proof of that. I spent a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of years even doing work and pretty much getting fuck all in return for that. But you keep going, and eventually that's how this universe works. That's the main law of the universe. The universe returns whatever you give to it. So whatever value you put into the world, you're going to get the exact same amount or more in return. Eventually. It doesn't happen like that, but it eventually happens. So start thinking about it. Start taking action. Action does cure fear. And we'll be back here hopefully tomorrow. We've had kind of a crazy week here, and we got a crazy couple days coming up. But I'll show up when I can. So thank you, Letha. Thank you for being here. Flexus Mark, that's a new face over on Rumble. Hey, there he is. We summoned him. Mikkel, somebody wanted to name our Bitcoin strip club. What was that? Duncan. Sats for Sloots. I said Mikkel would like that one. Eric. Great live, man. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the Sats, Arnie. Thank you, Ian. Julio. Solar Sats. Butts, tits, and coins for the... Why not before we go here? One more. Okay, so that's what I got for you today. This is probably the longest show we've done for a very long time, but you know, happy to do it. I appreciate it. So if you're looking for help with Bitcoin stuff, becoming more sovereign, you can go to bitcoincitadel.net, find somebody there that can help you. And if you do want to send some support to the channel here, you can send it to Arnie Boy, or you can send it to the Speed app, or you can send it on chain. And I've been putting the on chain address in the pinned comments every show. So if you're not somebody who's on Lightning yet, and you want to support the channel, I've been putting the Bitcoin address in the pinned comment. You got one more. Shani. Yeah. Okay. And we got one more from Scotty here too. All right. Thanks, Jor. All right. Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. The best day of your life today. I appreciate you. And we'll see you sometime soon. Bye-bye. Oh, hold on. Mikkel says, I'm at school and got an interview with a defense contractor company. Thanks, Jor. Hey, love that. Mikkel left his job a couple weeks ago. Cheers, Mikkel. Thanks for stopping in today, buddy. We'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.